Welcome back. Today we're going to be exploring the new Magic set, Ravnica Allegiance. If you wanted to catch earlier, we have a sealed event that we played up on YouTube, but we're going to try out now the draft format. All that they have right now is the traditional draft, so it'll be best of 3 matches. So we'll take it for a spin. Alright, so in this pack, Bedevil seems really good as removal. Also Frilled Mystic. 2/2 Bareth upside. I think Bedevil gives us the most flexibility. And this deck pack's not giving us too much. Probably should have gone in hindsight with the Frilled Mystic. I think at this point we just take more removal. Can't go wrong with killing everything. Cry of Cranium, Carnarium. Return 2 creatures. When it becomes blocked, gets 1/1 till end of turn. Destroy target land. So it's between probably Cry of Carnarium and Plague White. I usually want to stay more aggro, so let's go with the Plague White. We have Collision, which is probably more of a sideboard card. Rakdos Trumpeteer, seems like a good mana sink, and Rafter Demon. So it's a 4/2 that if we pay 1 more, each opponent discards a card. I really like Menace in draft. It just screws up the combat math, especially for aggro. So let's go with the Trumpeteer. Macabre Mockery. Put target creature card from an opponent's graveyard on the battlefield under your control, gets +2/0 and gains haste on the end of their turn, and then sack it. That seems where we want to be, just nice and aggro. Whenever under city enters a battlefield, you may sacrifice another creature. If you do, put 2/1/1 counters on it, then scry. This seems more in the Afterlife build. 3/1 Lifelink's also nice, but I think let's go with the Macabre Mockery. Drill Pit, basically Thoughtseize. Noxious Grodin, Death Touch to trade up. So here we have Skewer the Critics and Spewer. I like this to turn on Spectacle, as well as if the board gets stalled, we can just ping away. We're looking to be more aggressive anyways. Let's go with the Spewer. When it attacks, you may sacrifice another creature, can't be blocked. Storm Strike for +1 first strike. Act of Treason is nice, as well as Carrion Imp. Probably Carrion Imp here, but I do like the Act of Treason. So it's 2 goblins for 1, unless we get more. This helps it go wide. I think here I like the Shade. Just get bigger and gain some life. It'll offset with Skewer. So here, 3 mana 5/2 seems nice. I'm going to try to take as many Guild Gates as I can if there's nothing good in the pack for splashes. Here, I don't know how much artifact there is, and I don't think destroying a land is that useful. Let's just take this for the sideboard in case. So here we have a choice between picking up for a splash with the second Guild Gate or going with a 2-mana 2/2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're at 6 creatures right now. This seems quite replaceable. I'd rather have the splash if available. Let's grab this. And drill bit for Thoughtseize, and we'll put that in the sideboard. Awaken the Earthswile. Each player discards all the cards in their hand and creates that many zombies. This does not seem good in our deck. We'll likely be out of cards by the time we get to 5 mana. Not much for us in this pack. It's between the two. This is very aggressive, but trades. They both trade up, in a sense. But this may prevent people from blocking and getting Spectacle on... I think this is easier to force through damage. This looks nice to just do some residual ping and to get cards out of our opponent's hand. Otherwise, we have just straight removal. I also like the Frenzied Arnix, just an aggressive threat. Right now we have 2 main removals. I want to stay maybe a little bit more lower curved. So here, not really worth the splash. We don't need a fog. So Riot and prevents a blocker to force through some damage. Theater of Horrors. Yes, please. That one's a nice pickup this late. When it enters the battlefield, count the number 1/1 counters on creatures you control. We don't really have a 1/1 counter theme. I think here I just want to go with another 1-drop. That scales up. Gains Death Touch till end of turn. Draw a card. Let's just stay aggressive. Here we have a couple options. 3 mana, 2/1 haste. We have a flyer. Or we have early removal. I think I want to go with the flyer. We're kind of weak in the air. So this isn't too bad. We can splash it with the green. Otherwise, we have 5/2 or just more removal. Let's go. I feel like we'll get outclassed quite easy if the game goes long. None of these seem too good. We'll just take the Growth Spiral. Seems rough. Draw 2 cards. So a lot of this is just splash. We'll just go with the bear here. We'll get Root Snare maybe if we're in an aggressive mirror. Use it as a combat trick. Same idea as a combat trick. We need the splash. Don't see these cards being that good. Not in this build, but Wilderness Reclamation seems fun. Sphinx of Foresight. Good card, not in our deck. Gate Ablaze, not where we want to be. too hard for us to splash the Titan. So it's between probably... We don't really have 4 power creatures. This gives him the choice. Grotesque Demise. Get rid of some small stuff or just power up the team. Feel like this will win us more games. So we have Rafter Demon, Ill-Gotten Gains. So beginning your upkeep deals 1 damage to each opponent. You gain 1 life. Sacrifice it. Actually, that seems pretty good as a curve topper. Rafter Demon. Macabre. I think we want to just stay lower to the ground. Might just go with the mana fixing. No, we're pretty aggressive. We can get away. This helps us filter through flooding later in the game. We'll go with that. It's weird, we've been seeing a lot of the guild gates, just not ours. 1/1 haste, can't be blocked except by creatures with defender. Try that out. Light up the stage. Very, very good in our deck. Basically a delayed divination for 1. And this is why we wanted to splash Rhythm of the Wild. When it dies, deal damage. Also very good in our deck. Whenever another creature you control dies, deals a damage. So basically a Blood Artist effect, but I think the land here just more removal for the sideboard. Fix our mana. Doesn't really matter here. Doesn't really matter. We'll have the Death Toucher. Okay. So I think it's relatively free for us to splash Rhythm of the Wild. We need to cut 3 cards. Our deck's got a lot of 3-drops. Possibly look there. I like our 1-drops. Aggressive, aggressive. The Feral Maca might be cut. Spike Wheel Acrobat I don't like. 2 more cards to cut. I think we got rid of one Consigned to the Pit. Between Bedevil, And just some of our other cards, I think we're okay. I think we might just put that sideboard. We'll go more aggro game one, and then if need be, we could add more control elements for a longer game. And we'll see if we're punished for the tap lands just for rhythm. If not, we'll just cut it. Let's give it a run. Judith would have been amazing for this deck. Usually in draft, I feel like people dirtle too much. If you could get a nice aggressive, we will play first. So here we're going to go Spear, return behind, but it's probably worth keeping it. Between Viscapa Vampire and Spear, I like our curve. We get this out of the way early, so Rhythm's a live draw. And here, depending what they go with, we can either Burning Tree with haste or Viscapa. Opponent's on Gruul, it looks like. So here, I think we'll offer the opponent a trade. We'll discard the land. So if we draw land, we get to gain 2 life, which will offset here. Doesn't look like the opponent has a play. Perfect. Especially against Gruul, I don't know how well they're going to be able to block the skies. Pass the turn. 3-4. Shoot our opponent. The Menace is nice here. And possibly go wide and then just pump the team. That's probably the plan. No attack. Trumpeteer. And Shade. And then the turn. Also, if the opponent doesn't play another creature, we can just pump mana into the Trumpeteer. Alright, the Spider is something concerning. Blocks our flyer. See if they want to get aggressive with the Beast. We'll ping. The Devil off the top would be nice. Theater of Hoarders. Beginning of your upkeep, exile top card of your library. During your opponent's turn, if an opponent lost life this turn, you may play. We'll just go with Theater here. We can start turning it on. And we'll just pass the turn. Another Spider for our opponent. Looks like they're on Jund as well. So, from a graveyard. versus probably like this. We can start dealing more damage to our opponent. We could also force them to discard cards from their hand depending what we hit with. This speeds up our clock if they're not attacking. I think we'll cut this from the main deck for future matches. Doesn't seem that impactful. Opponent appears to be thinking. They're fighting our creature. We'll take the 5 here. This does put us behind the race, but we could always gain a life back. We do get a free attack in. Two. Yeah, I think let's go for it. This also just gives us more fodder to eat afterwards. Gain back 2 life. Ill-gotten gains. I think we'll just block at this point, gain a life back. Don't really need the land. We'll exile the Shade to gain some life back. No attacks. So we'll see if we could get them with Burn Brights, depending on how aggressive they get. They will be gaining 3 life. They could pump here to 3 toughness. So that's 7. I think we have to take it. We have to go all in and try to win in 1 turn. Not sure why the opponent decided not to. Might have a fight card. Macabre Mockery. Opponent doesn't have any creature cards right now. Now, if we do this on our turn, we get blocked, doesn't die. Ours die. I think we just pass combat here. And try to use this defensively. Yep, and they have us, so not much we could do there. Let's go to sideboard. So I think we want everything to give our stuff Death Touch. Even the 5/2 seems a bit better. So we need to cut down 6 cards. No batting gains. Still don't like it. But it trades up. Maybe instead of a carrying imp, we'll get rid of those. The Devil, Theater Hoarder, Light Up Stage, all seem good. Burn Bright. Get rid of the Guild Mage. Burning Tree seems bad. Got one more cut. Get rid of the spin wheel. Actually, I'll do the spin wheel, get rid of the spear. We'll play first. This looks like a nice aggressive start. This seems good later on to turn on some damage, but we could get in for a point of damage early. Depending what they play, we could also make it unblockable and still play the Footlight Fiend. Theater of Horrors. Yes, please. So this opens us up. We have the option to either ping them for 1 and still play the Footlight if we don't draw a land, otherwise play Theater of Horrors. And we got the land. To any target. Let's see if they're willing to trade. Rhythm of the Wilds. And Rhythm of the Wild of our own. So here I like killing our opponent's creature. Oh, when it dies. See if an opponent trades. Next turn, we put on Ill-Gotten Gains, and we basically have a draw combo for MTG Arena that causes the opponent to lose a life. So here, we can Thoughtseize them. And push in for 1. Playing the land, but I think getting this going is the right play. It unlocks it every turn for us, so we'll have multiple draws. They attack, we block, and then force them to pump. Gutter Bones. Kind of anti-synergy with Rhythm of the Wilds. So here we have Spectacle on, so let's Thoughtseize them. That's something big out of the way. Five, 2. No attacks. And now we can just start pinging our opponent each turn. If they choose to not play something, we could force it out of their hands. Opponent loses a life. More lands off Rhythm. And we get the force an opponent to block. So we have 3 mana here, make it unblockable, and then ping for damage. I like that. Put a 1/1 counter on it, just so it can trade with everything else. Let's make this unblockable. Go to combat. And we're just getting in chip damage at this point. We're just outdrawing our opponent. They don't really have any profitable attacks. Noxious Grudion or the Footling Fiend messes up combat math. They can pump it, but even then they're taking an entire turn off. Opponent's playing really slow in these games. Seems quite good. So we'll block here. Take 9. Ping our opponent for 1. So here we could smash in for quite a bit of damage. The Macabre Mockery, 5/5 with haste. Do this unblockable. We'll probably hold this back. No, we'll do it like this. Choose for this to not block since they'll be able to get it back. They can't pump it here. And at this point, Feral Maka is just going to be the chump blocker. Next turn, they take the damage, we sack it, deal them 4, and opponent sees the writing on the wall. So on the draw, probably want the consign. I think I'm going to get rid of Rhythm here. Just add more lands. We need to cut 17, we'll just get rid of 1, 16, and let's say go. Really like the ill-gotten gains in Theater of Horrors. 1 drop, 2 drop, 3 drop, like the curve. Scales up, causes combat math to be difficult. We'll keep. Likely go swamp, and then depending what they play out, one of these two. So let me know in the comments if there's any format in particular on Arena you want me to try out. Here, let's go Trumpeter. Just in case they play a creature on 3. Slowly building up the collection for the new set. Have Jeskai control build, mono blue, all the variations of Phoenix. Want to try out the new Thermander Delver-esque card in that. Playing around with some black-white vampires as well, which seems fun. Light up the stage looks really good, but I'll probably save that to later. Here, let's get in, unlock the land, and then double 2-drop. Just put on a lot of pressure on the opponent. Feral Maka, Plague Right. Want to make sure we have enough mana to play everything that we get off Light Up the Stage. And opponent concedes. So nice win there. This is where the decks just really punish if we get stalled on lands. So we win a new pack. See if we get anything good. Commander, this is the card I want to try out in either a Drake deck as Drake's 9 through 12, or even maybe some hyper aggressive Phoenix decks with Electrostatic Field. Mass Manipulation, not that good. Give it one more match, see how things go. The traditional drafts tend to be a lot longer than your best of ones. Hopefully get those up soon so you don't have to use gems. We will play first. This hand looks pretty good. Nice and aggressive. Depending how they go, we could use Maka as a throwaway creature. The Shaman prevents some weird blocking. I'd rather keep the Guild Mage alive. Opponent mulls to 6, keeps on top. Show the Swamp first. All we've been playing is Gruul. I love Spear Spewer. In every set, just the walls that ping. Ooh. Gemmed. Opponent's on aggressive as well. So here we have a decision. We force through the damage now. Yeah, I think we still do that. This is going to be a race. They hit us for 2. We come back. Probably the Guild Mage. Guild Mage tap land, and then we can force him to discard as well as play the Spear Spewer. Oh, they opened well. Skewer the Critics. Ill-gotten gains. I think I want to get this going. It'll help us with the race. Still think we smash in. Not going to block. They get us down to 12. Up to 13. Light up the stage. Opponent's deck's really trying to do a lot of what we are. Open the gates. Very odd splash. I think we just put this out here. Offer the trade. Note this cannot target creatures, and they can pump. I'm wondering if it's worth splashing the Rhythm. I think for what it's doing to the mana, and just it being a dead card so many times, it's probably worth taking out of the main deck. So here, I think we just block and block. They're going to pump, but we soak up that damage. I think this one got out of hand for us. See what we draw. Another land. We'll give this one to the opponent. They'll just pump, hit us for 6, and start pinging us. We're too far behind. So rhythm out, guild gate out, guild gate out. Getting another one of those. Don't think we have much else. Suggest lines, 41. Put down a swamp. 16. I think we just go with this. The 6 mana removal spells are going to be too slow, I think, if it gets to that point of the game. As we saw in the first game, it's really just whichever between us and the opponent curves out the fastest. Opponent's still sideboarding. The one thing that sucks in these aggro mirrors with taking the loss first is the opponent will get to play first even if this game is decided. So these are pretty good at soaking up some initial damage and gaining us some life. We'll still attack in. See if we could fake them out. No, they take the block, but if anything, it just saves us the damage. Either way, we can play light up the stage next turn for full cost or spectacle. So opponent will block here. I think at this point we just hold off with light up the stage. It doesn't give us much value until we get some more lands out. We'll carry in it next turn. We won't be getting the 2 life, but I think just a 2/3 flyer can put some pressure in the air. Misplay on my part here. We could have pumped. And we would have killed this shield spear. We'll see how they block as well. Might get them to trade. We'll just carry an imp here. So I think we got punished for that misplay. Just pass the turn. Opponent will ping. So next turn, we'll get 2 damage in the air. And then we can drill bit and light up the stage. Wonder if there's any self-mill decks I could play around with Goblin Gathering. here. Just to keep ahead on life total, I don't want to get rid of the imp. It's very likely they have a combat trick. Opponent's got a few of these, it looks like. So we'll start off. Attack with carrying imp. Cast light up the stage first to see if we hit anything. Plague Right's really nice. We'll play the land. 4 mana, so let's drill bit, see what's in our opponent's hand. We're stuck on green. The Cranium does more to them than it does to us at this point. Rhythm's the most upside. Yeah, we'll get rid of the Rhythm. This hurts them more at this point. If they want to use it, they're losing their Spectacle engine. This works really well because we could block and just kill without the trade. Just block 1. Did that not work as a whisper? Oh, again, new cards. Reading them would help. So I think here we try to get in for as much damage as we can. Noxious Gruden. The important thing with Spear is we just stay ahead. And even with the Cry of Carnarium, we'd still be left with the only creature on board. Here, I think we just keep hitting in the air. Fake like we have something. We've not hit the devil in any games yet. Macabre Mockery. Opponent has not had a creature in the graveyard yet. We're ahead in any case. We can just keep hitting in the air. Just play the land. Opponent's looking to turn on Spectacle, probably skewer the critics. The Guild Mage is nice here. We can just keep pinging those last little points of damage. This might also force our opponent to play Cry of Carnarium. Opponent hits a green source. Open the gates for the second for Sundering Shaman. Wipes the board here. But too late. Ill-Gotten Gains will win next turn. Can't give it haste. Sacrifice Ill-Gotten Gains, deals 4 damage to target opponent, and you gain 4 life. And that's the match. So another win with the deck. Going to game 3. So we're on the play here. Opponent's got a lot of little dorks. Still think we're okay. We might want... I think instead of the vampire, we'll bring in 1 consign. It just dies to too much. Same with the vandal. With all those little goblins, it's hard for us to actually get damage in. Looks pretty good. Let's go Shade on 1, Fiend on 2. Yeah, the deck seems to be a lot smoother without the green splash. Very aggressive on their part. See what our opponent plays. If they go Rhythm, then I think we Thoughtseize them. Even if they get a second green source. Comes with play tap, so we give ourselves 1 more turn. And that'll be nice as well for a pairing. Get their biggest thing. Here we'll attack. We'll see if they double block. We'll drill bit first and then decide if we want to go Theater Force. Removal, when enters the battlefield, 1 damage to each opponent and 1 damage to each creature they control. So probably this. We can use it as a combat trick against our opponent. And we'll just get Theater Force at this point. If they kill it, I don't want to extend too much to the board. We can just keep pinging our opponent if need be. Ill-Gotten Gains, yes please. So our draw engine's on once again. Really want to play around with this in Constructed. Some sort of control shell. Interesting that they chose to go with the Fireblade Artist here instead of the Shaman. Oh, they don't have the mana for it. Opponent hits us down. But at this point I feel like we're too far ahead. Opponent only has the one creature right now. We can gain some life there. So here, we'll smash in for 1. I'm going to keep it open so we can take that to wipe the board if they get the goblins out. They play Rhythm. Not really advancing their board, so we're fine with it. See what we get with Light Up the Stage. So here we'll attack with both. It's disadvantageous for them. So we'll just play the Shade here. I want to hold back any more creatures for the board wipe, and we can just ping them for additional damage. Next turn we'll be at 8 mana, so we have 2 pings a turn. They go Riot here. Riot, so likely a 3/2 haste. So here's a board wipe. It's actually not too bad. We could bring it back. We lose the attack, but just really punish them and could wipe out their entire board. I think I like that. It puts us way ahead. Just to be sure. Block, block. Bedevil for whatever they draw. So we'll play the land. Go to attacks. Ping them twice, and then on upkeep, deal the last 4 damage. This one should be wrapped up. So here they're just going to deal 2 and wipe our board. That's fine. They're dead on our upkeep. Four to the opponent, or 2 to the opponent, and then on upkeep we'll deal the rest. And that's the game. So another match won. So just to keep this somewhat reasonable in terms of time, we'll cut it off here. But you can see what the deck's been doing. It's quite aggressive in terms of Rakdos build. So leave a comment in the YouTube channel below. Anything you'd like to see in future videos, any comments or feedback would be great. We're starting up. And also consider following me on Twitter at MTG_Joe2. I'm posting some deck lists that I want to try out and just to kind of get some feedback from you, the viewers. Thanks and have a good one.